Good morning, everybody. How you doing? My name is Benjamin Bowers. Today's date is 29th of September, 2025. Today's class is FTT 111. So here we go. Before we get any further, I want to let you know that I have a pistol in front of me here that we're going to be demonstrating clearing in firearms and as well as the process of performing a functions check given the fact that I will have dummy rounds in here in a little bit. But the first thing we want to do is to ensure that this weapon is clear of all ammo. So I'm going to slide the slide to the rear, lock it in place, keeping the muzzle in a safe downward direction. I'm going to visually inspect the chamber. Once I've done that, it's clear, but I'm going to physically inspect the chamber as well, and it's clear, and then turn the weapon and still in a safe position. And I want to be able to look down through the slide, through the magazine well, and see that there are no magazines and are no rounds. Once that's been done, we can go ahead and ride the slide back to the front. So that was the clearing of the firearm. Also, my workbench does not have any live ammunition. The only ammunition I have on my workbench are these little red dummy rounds that I'll be using here in a few minutes. So I don't want anybody to get all excited. So demonstrating the process of performing a functions check and walking through the steps of the 8 cycles of operation. So I'm going to take a magazine that has dummy rounds in it, placing it in the magazine well. First thing I want to do is slide to the rear. Now, if the slide went to the rear, it was recoiled by the recoil spring and slid the slide back to the front. While that was happening, the round was then slid from the magazine into the chamber in the barrel, and it locked. And so this weapon is now hot and ready to fire. So the first thing I'm going to do is squeeze the trigger. When squeezing the trigger, the round would have left the barrel, and the slide would go forward like so. With your fingers still holding the trigger back, release it nice and slow. And hear that click? That's the reset. So then I'm going to go ahead and let it go all the way out. Pull the trigger again, a round will fly out. Pull the trigger again, the round flies out. And the same process. Now the round or the magazine is empty. The slide is locked to the rear because of the magazine is still in the chamber. So let's go ahead and drop that magazine. It's clear. The last thing we're going to do is again visually inspect our chamber to make sure there's no rounds. We're going to then physically inspect the chamber. Then we're going to look down the magazine well through the slide and see that there is no magazine, no rounds. And then you can ride the slide back to the front. That's all I got. Thanks.